Good morning, everybody. This video I am making here Friday. My holiday is coming up soon. And as you could read in the title, it's 1 year ago me and Michael made the video about what we have learned in our 3 years of marriage. So this year, I wanted to make a video about what I personally have learned. Yeah, so here we go. I just woke up less than an hour ago, so if I sound a bit weird, then morning voice. So I wrote in notes so I wouldn't forget, so yeah. Because when you think about it, it's sometimes a bit hard also not to mix it between what I've learned and what we have learned. I know a lot of these things will be, we'll both agree on it. We'll both agree on it. But this is what I could think of when I said to myself, what have you learned, Marianne? Now, let's get to one on top of my head right now. Nothing on paper. One of the things I've learned in marriage is no matter what other people say about your spouse, your husband, and I'm talking as a wife, is like Michael, he is very special. He's very abnormal with his ways of thinking and being, as you can also see in the way he dresses. And I had a few people who came to me and was like, stay away from him. He's trouble and that. And I've learned so much about that with the question is, what do I think? Like, I knew him much better than any of the people that warned me about him. So I knew already there that I got the advantage. Like, no, I'm not going to stay away from him. He's nice. He's actually good. He's not all this, excuse my language, bullshit that you give. Oh. But so stand by your husband when he gets attacked from the outside. And when people do it, then explain to them how he actually is, so that they learn. Because if they only see him through their eyes, obviously, and the way he acts, then it can be quite another way. But if you as his wife or girlfriend or really good friend at that point come in and be like, no, actually he's like this and this, but he thinks like that, so you just gotta say like this, or you gotta realize he does that because of that or something. So stand by your husband. Now to the least. No, it's not a list, it's notes. A lot of those. Yeah, that's 1 page out of 4. Patience. What have I learned? With patience in marriage, I've learned you have to have patience with yourself and others, because it is a time when you grow a lot. Changes within patience. Any one of you can get sick at any point, and I really, really want to make this an understanding point in people's marriage, that you're gonna sacrifice a lot. Marriage is give and take. If you're gonna be selfish, that's not gonna work. You're gonna ruin your marriage. Marriage is a teamwork. So if one starts pulling and one there, then suddenly you'll lose up. But if one learns to give and the other take, and then vice versa, then it goes well. So within changes, now I'll mention this because both me and Michael have been sick with total different things, which has changed a lot in our everyday life. It even has done that we both got fired from different jobs and lost incomes and that, obviously. But changes, any one of you can get sick at any point. So if you feel fresh in that, you never know. I mean, I was fresh and then I fell and I hit my head. And that changed the world for all of us. And now I need to sneeze. Bear over with the other one, but also push them a bit. We've got to accept each other's boundaries, but we're also allowed to softly move those boundaries. And this is, of course, as I said, this is not something I would allow anyone but wife, husband to do, because you should know your spouse that well. I'm gonna write mark over, otherwise I get lost in where I am. Get to know each other. In marriage, it's so important to get to know each other. So even when the person's a bit grumpy or angry or really happy, you know how to expect them to be. Like if how they react to losing someone, if someone died and that. Get to know them so you know what to expect. But in the changes of marriage, you also learn much more about each other. But you also change, both of you. And within that change, learn more about each other. So you know how much you can push, how much you can do, how much the other can do, and where to stop and start, if you get what I mean. Basically, get to know your spouse as well as you can. But in life, changes will come. Whether it's you become parents, you've gone sick, someone's you lost someone you loved, whether it's someone's moving, whether it's that change in personality or in lifestyle or something like that. All that, get to know the person for the situation that's going on in your life, and then when the change comes, learn again how they have changed and so on. Also with other people, like I said, talk to others who talk and communicate with your spouse. And this I'm saying very importantly because I have different times had to talk to people about Michael because of some difficulties he had, or because people saw him as so weird, or how can he do this, or he needs to do that. And I was like, I had to be like, I'm his wife, I'm telling you to stop because he can't do this, or you're pushing him to a place you shouldn't, or I will deal with this because you don't know how to deal with him in these kind of situations. So I don't know if some people find it might sound like a child, and if it does for you, fair enough, that's your own problem. But it's all about supporting each other in the weaknesses. Like if I stay home from social events, then unless I'm sick, then Michael will probably say to people, well, I was just too tired, I need a rest from social, I am an introvert after all, or something like that. That was supporting each other to explain to us, so I don't have to say to everyone, well, I'm not coming, well, I'm not coming, well, I'm not coming. I would get so tired of that mentally. But so talk to other people who talk and or communicate in any way. Since there's talking and then there's communicating, now we have the internet, with your spouse. Also because they might need backup to understand your spouse or explain things better. As in, like if there was something with finance and your spouse is not good with money, then you might have an accountant that talked to him or her, then husband, I'm wife, so husband, let's just say, and the husband would not understand it, and the accountant would go to the wife and be like, he doesn't understand this, he needs to understand this, how do I explain it? And that's where you come up with that backup and say, okay, tell me, and then I'll translate it for him. That kind of way. So be the backup, be the assistant kind of a thing to your husband. I like being assistant. Yeah. Also, when you communicate with others about your husband, that, I mean, you've been there, you know how much your husband can take, so it'll help them to know how far they can push, or if they should push at all. Now, one of the most important things in the whole universe, and it even says that in the Bible, love. Love, love, love. Excuse me. Love unconditionally. Now, what do I mean by that? As in, doesn't matter what they do, what they did, or anything. I love you. I will continue to do that. Basically, love, they say there's a difference between in love and love. I guess there is. That with in love, you get all those funny feelings and that. I don't think I ever was in love, as in, I don't think I felt that. I have felt it, but I knew it wasn't a love feeling. It was more just, I don't know. But I've never had that, like they say, well, you're in love, and then suddenly it goes from in love to love or something, and then suddenly that honeymoon phase is over. I never had the honeymoon phase. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, but love unconditionally. Basically, what's my condition to love him? No. I have nothing. I just love him for who he is. I love him. There's nothing he can do that will make me not love him. I might get mad at him. I might get angry. I might feel wounded, heartbroken, but I won't not love him. And that's a lot where I feel so many people are like, oh, well, love hurts because I've been hurt so many times by people. No, that's not love. You love that person. You had a connection to them where you would almost die for them. That's love. But that they hurt you or something, that's not love. That's them being an idiot. That's them doing stupid choices, immature choices, being selfish. But love, if you read in the Bible, is not selfish. It does not harm. It is uprighteous, I think it's called. It wants success for people. And yeah, I don't remember the whole scripture. But love unconditionally, no matter what Michael does, I will continue to love him. And I know I'm still in love with him, luckily. I can feel it many times when different things happen. I'm like, I just can't help. My whole mind gets crazy about him. And even after 4 years of marriage, we've known each other, how long now? 7 years. After 7 years of knowing each other, 4 years of marriage, I still get all, you da. Which I know is me being so annoyed at him because he does something, but me being like in my heart, this is what you love. Love unconditionally. If you've been hurt, it's not love, it's other things. There is so many other things in love. If it's a husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it is, you have been in a status with them where you love them, or you do still love them. You can't really easily get over it, but they did something that hurt you. Love does not hurt. That's other things. That's what do you call it? Unfaithfulness, cheating. Cheat and love does not go together. We humans, we're just idiots to go and want more even though we got the perfect thing. We're just sometimes really stupid at seeing those things. This is an important one for me and Michael, since we have been for some years in a dark tunnel. Not literally, just in case you were thinking literally. Things get better. Yay, things get better. As in, things can be easy in the start of marriage. It was not for us, by the way. We have not had a single year of easy marriage. But things then can get a bit harder. So things can be easy in the start, then get a bit harder, but things will always get better. I used to have a saying when I was younger, and I still believe in that saying. I just don't really use it. My hair's falling. That is, if it's not good, it's not the end. Well, basically, if you right now are in a part of your life where it's really hard, it's really rough, you maybe want to commit suicide, it's just too much for you, then stop up and remember, if it's not good, it's not the end. Keep on pushing through. Have endurance, I think it's called. Keep on going. A few more steps and then you'll be there. I know it's hard. I know you really want to give up and that. But trust me, the prize of not giving up and going those small steps, no one said you had to take a big step. Just take small steps. Like when you're unwell, take small steps and breathe in and out, and you'll get there. And you'll have a huge, humongous prize. With us, it's that I'm getting better. That Michael actually doesn't have to look after me now. Now it's opposite, ironically. But things will get better. If you fight for what you want, that's also important. I have never for 1 minute of my life stopped fighting for what I want. I also know that what I want, my husband wants, which I'm also going to talk about in a bit, and what I want, I believe also God wants me to do. So I have a lot of blessings and people love hearing what I want. But I keep on going for it. I keep on fighting for it. Even these days when I'm unwell, I keep on going to work, you know, I'm unwell and I actually feel better going to work. But so keep on striving, keep on going, keep on going. Get up that mountain. You can go down after a bit. So if you fight for what you want, then things will get better. But what each other wants too. Marriage is not selfish. Love is not selfish. It's a teamwork. And in teamwork, we need to go for what I want, but also what he wants. So therefore, I stick to, well, what does he want? If Michael wants something, I will go very passionate and try and get for him the best I could. I mean, you know those people that really spoil their kids, that they would literally buy an island and one of the most expensive, unique cars when they just turn 16 and learn to drive and all those stupid things. Imagine that, not doing that, but having that wanting to give everything you have, your last breath and everything to that person. That's how it should be in marriage. I want to give everything I could, everything of it. Give him everything, make him the happiest man in the world. That's what I want. That's the kind of marriage I find is so important. And most important in this, with how things can be hard in marriage, but also as teamwork, remember, if you fight a war alone, you will get hurt. No matter if the war is spiritual, physical, in marriage, with family, kids, faith, house, no matter what it is, then if you fight a war alone, you will get hurt. There was some time ago where, as some of you know, Michael is in depression. He's been in that for just over half a year. What was I going to say? There was a time where I didn't know what to do with him. Literally, he was reacting differently, and I was getting nervous, scared, uncomfortable in our marriage. I literally did not know what to do with my husband because he was in a place where I couldn't reach him. And my first thought was the triangle in faith. That there's God, there's you, and then there's your spouse. The more I move towards God, the more suddenly I get closer to my husband. Like God also says in the Bible, put all our time and effort into him, focus on God, and he will give us everything else. So at that point, I went to God and I prayed to him and I was like, I don't know what to do. God, help me communicate with my husband. Come on, please. Like almost literally crying out like, please, please, I need you, God. I know I need to focus on you, not my husband. My husband and I are having difficulty communicating, which is one of our strengths in our marriage. And I want us to understand each other and focus on each other, and that I need you, God. I'm going to focus on you so I can get to him. And it worked. So if you fight a war alone, you will get hurt. But if you then remember you have a God and pray, and then after that, then see how things get better. Stubbornness. And I'm smiling very much with this one because I am probably one of the most stubborn people I've ever known. I think the only two other stubborn people I know. No, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, stubbornness. Being stubborn towards others. Yeah, that I'm too preliminary, you know. About your life, dreams, opinions. This is a biatch. I say that because for such a long time, both before and in marriage, my opinions I literally took from others. When anyone random would come to me and say something that sounded like a fact, like, well, this is not good for your health, even though it would make no sense. It went right into my head, written in stone, and then it'd be a fact for me. And I didn't have my own opinion. And it was so bad at a point, Michael actually said to me, not what they said, what's your opinion? What do you want? And it was hard for me because I really had to get really back into my head and be like, what do I want? Kind of a thing. And I want a lot. So it's surprising that it's hard to find those things. But being stubborn towards others about your life dreams and options. This is also because we have what some people would say is out of this world or ridiculous dreams. And maybe we do. But if you have a dream that's big enough, then you know it's a special dream. Because then you know only by you fighting for it and having God with you on your side, you'll get to it. Which hopefully I believe we do. But also people will push down your lifestyle. And they will push down your dreams and that. People have been like, oh, well, you're not like that, even though you say you are. Or, well, your dreams, they are way too out there. No way, that's not going to happen. You can't handle that. Or, well, maybe that's your opinion, but I know I'm right. Kind of a thing. Those kind of different ones. And this is me saying things from what I've experienced people say to me. They will want to tremble you. Maybe not on purpose, but they will want to tremble you. You got to stay strong. Stay strong. For example, before you go out to a social event where there might be people that do it, then say to yourself, what do I know? How good am I to that? What's my truth? I know this, I know that, I know that. Stick to that and go out like a strong person, ready to be like, you know what? I believe this, I do this, no matter what you say. And then you got it. Stupidness. With marriage, you share two bodies. You look for each other's, you look after each other's bodies. You should hopefully know where each other is. You look for each other's bodies and your own body. But you also look after each other's hobbies. So you look after each other's bodies and each other's hobbies. I support Michael full out about his hobby, and he does with me. And this is similarly that with, you are two people, got married, so you got into unity with each other. So for me to thrive, I think it is, I have to take care of him and vice versa. So I take care of me and him, and then we keep on going and be happy-dappy. But with that, I see a lot of people, a lot of couples where they actually don't know too much of each other's hobbies. Why the frick not? You are in unity. You are one person. You are one body. You are one huge love. And still, you don't know much about each other's hobbies. That for me is so disappointing in marriage. It's like you forgot why you got married to this person, other than maybe you couldn't live without them. That's one of my reasons. But, for example, I support Michael full out with his hobby, and he does with me. And these hobbies we want to make into businesses, so we're a lot into it, just to make that point. And the best way to support your hobby in their hobby is to learn about it a lot more. Basically, with my information, I would dare to say that I could probably make a knife by now with what's in here only. I would dare to do that. I would dare to go out and make a knife if I got into an area with it. Also knowing the safety and so on. But due to the information that I have, that's how far to go. Go so far that when you talk to each other about it, you understand 90% of what each other is talking about. So, hobbies. Learn your hobbies more. And it's also been a pleasure because we learned, for example, how much smithing and chocolate making is, what do you call it? Basically the same technique. Not the same way, the same technique, since you would burn chocolate if you put on over a few hundred degrees. Well, just 100. Okay, so in a marriage I have learned it is important to share with each other's interests, even though it's not something that you might find interesting or would like. Yeah, you never know. We found out that, I already said that. But share each other's hobbies. But remember, it's not your hobby, it's your husband's hobby. You're just learning well enough that you can have a really good talk about it, and he doesn't feel like he's alone in the world and he only has his group of people on Facebook to talk about. It's gotta be that the person he can talk to about everything is you. Well, almost. There's always some things that you don't want to talk to a person about for their protection or something, which is fair enough. Like I said earlier, you are a team. Practice a teamwork skill together. Yeah, you're married. Yeah, you're one. Yeah, you're a team and that. But if no one got educated, if in any one way or another, and if no one got the practice, what then? Then you won't know. You can have talents and not know of them because you never actually tried to do the things. So your team in marriage, practice a teamwork skill together often. For example, nature and holidays. They make you a good teamwork going out in nature, freaking out in nature, holidays, who's packing, who's booking, who's doing what, when, where, and so on. I almost always split up all our things. So, well, Michael, you take that because you're stronger than me. And, well, I'll deal with that before we leave. You deal with that, and so on. So I'm not stressed. And we get everything done. And you're two people. Faster, nicer. And fixing things. Oh, yeah. Fixing things. If you barely have any money, like us, then fixing things up, helping each other, researching things, makes a really good, strong team. I'm getting lost in all this. We have had to fix a lot of things due to our money was not so that we could buy anything new. And we would always help each other when we could. And it gives such a strong bond, also because you learn each other's preferences. Also that when we help each other, we usually end up saying, "Good teamwork, honey," as usual. And I like that. Respect. I gotta really finish him. Respect, as in taking a step back to not push. Learning the other one's boundaries. Both showing respect for each other, especially in bad times, because that's when you really can bias and push someone too much. And you'd be surprised how often breakups and divorces come because of people come in that bad time. Showing each other that you know and understand each other no matter what others say and what is stereotypical. We hear so many comments stereotypically And you do not want to say in front of me, a woman should do this, should do that, because I will flip on you. I find it so stupid and wrong. It's literally just something online's made up that, well, men's like this, women's like this, blah, blah, blah. Be who you want to be. If you're a woman and you want to dress like a guy, then go and freaking dress like a guy. If you're a guy and you want to talk and think like a woman, then go and do that. God has made husband and... Scratch that. God has made man and woman. Each unique, but each is so different because then we fit like a puzzle. There's not often two pieces that's the same, but they need to be different for them to fit together. So it's okay to be different. For example, here, I'm a tomboy. So Michael needs to be something that fits in with that tomboy, which he does. And there, you make that team and connection. Voila. So stop with that. Beep, beep, beep. Stereotypicalness. Blah. I'm getting lost. There we go. Respecting each other and acknowledging that. Oh yeah, acknowledging both of you that stereotypicalness is some stupidness. For example, another one. Men drive more or better. Men grill more and women cook in the kitchen. First of all, I think me and Michael drive basically the same. I'm a bit more strict on the law. I'm extremely law-abiding. And grilling, well, yeah, he's the grilling master. I'm not really into grilling because I don't want to be. Cooking in the kitchen. We do that 50-50 all through the week. He does that day, then me, then him, then him, and then together. Women clean. Yes, we do. So do men. So do our husbands. My husband cleans half my house with me. I told him I ain't gonna do none of that shit with husband sits out playing games while I'm in the kitchen and cleaning and looking after kids. That's the wrong person you married then. Nope, we do everything basically 50-50. Respect each other. In the way, I know I just talked about this, in the way that you are equals. It's not 40 me, 60 him, or 80 me, 20 him. It's 50-50, or rather 100. Actually, as in you marry the person, you are a team. It's all me and all him. Also does so when there is things, no matter what others say, ignore other people. Because a lot of them say stupid stereotypical stuff. Stay strong in your own marriage and in your own way and in your own mind and in your own heart. But to yourself, equalize it. For example, the jobs at home. Cleaning, making food, walking kids, dogs, whatever. 50-50. Make sure it's not. I made a spelling mistake there. Make sure it's not the wife standing cleaning while the husband is sitting not doing anything. Unless, of course, he is unwell or can't manage it. 50-50. A good example I have for that one, that I love how we through the last 4 years have been going from fighting a lot to discussing a lot to working things out and saying, what do you need? What do I need? And then making a plan so we could both get satisfied with what we want. And with cleaning, for example, we would do things like, if you have 5 rooms in your house, well, then husband takes the 2 biggest and wife takes the 3 smallest, for example. And he does, you vacuum, or he fills the dishwasher, you empty it. We do that. So it's always going. And I don't feel like I'm doing everything, which is really nice. You wash up, he dries, he washes clothes, you hang them up to dry. You do it together 50-50. That was just a lot of examples. 50-50 all the way. So you don't feel like one is doing more than the other, because that is not marriage. Marriage is teamwork. Marriage is where you do it together. You are one. You do the things together. Yeah, I get easily annoyed about these things. So, oops. I just wrote on the table. Communication. One of our strong points in our marriage. And I take so much pride in our communication, because I see a lot of other people suck at it. This is also because I've been looking into studying communication, because I felt like I have difficulties with it. And I learned a lot. For example, I'm just a bit different in communication. A lot of people suck at it in general. But communication in marriage, because it's a teamwork, is so important. Without it, I honestly find that you almost have nothing in a marriage. I mean, when you think about it, marriage is about loving each other unconditionally and being a teamwork to work in life together forever. So if you can't talk together, if you can't communicate properly, then how the frick are you going to be able to do the rest of life things? But yeah, so without communication in marriage, I find then you have, because without communication in marriage, you can't understand each other. You can't get out what you need to express, and that can be really hard on you and the other. So communicating is so important. And also know what kind of love language each other has. If you don't know what love language is, Google it. You'd probably be surprised. So important to know your spouse by heart, but also remember you can't always know them by heart, as in going back to what I said earlier about marriage and events change you both. Share each other's big dreams. That's an important one. It shouldn't be that someone asks me, well, what's Michael's dream, and I can't answer that. I would be very disappointed in that. Share each other's dreams. Oops. So it goes from two people's dreams to a big dream that you have together. I mean, imagine you want things to be combined, so you have one big dream you're both fighting for, and you keep on going for it. And within those dreams, talk about the things, like the styles and that. For example, if one wants a boat and one wants a summer house, then talk about what's the style. For example, we probably would have wooden one, since we love wood. But it's got to be something that fits you both. So talk about your dreams and make them a combined, unified wanting, urge to have. Animals and marriage. Having animals instead of children, it gives a perspective of when you are ready for children. This is both my own opinion, others' opinion, who have kids and animals, and is an scientific fact. I'm glad I wrote this down, otherwise I wouldn't be able to speak. But it also shows your persistence. Apparently I can't even speak with writing it down. And so on. It gives you an extra thing there, like you might feel like you're missing having a little one, and with animals that does help. But it helps you also, back to the marriage, understand each other. For example, to see how mom or dad's side of each other is. So basically see how you are with things, like how will Michael be as a dad, because how he is with the dogs. Not saying that is the exact same, not saying it isn't. I'm just saying it gives you a good picture of it, which also helps with what you need to adjust before your children comes. So, thank you for sticking with in this long video. Marriage is endurance, is teamwork, being really good at communicating, understanding each other to almost perfection. But first of all, Always seek God before anything else. Jesus, God. Marriage is a unity that you should enjoy. Like life, it will bring a lot of hardship, but also a lot of good things. You will change in marriage. The woman I was when I married Michael is not the woman I am today. I've changed so much. I've gained, seriously, I gained so much more self-esteem than what I had that time. I've gone almost out of some bondages I've had mentally. Marriage makes you already know, I am good enough to be loved. That person loves me. I am good enough. I don't have to care about all these things. Like give you a woman to put makeup on and everything so a man would find you attractive so you would get together. I didn't do that. But in marriage, you don't have to do that. I mean, yes, they might find that nice or something, but it's not something you have to stress about. And that you found the one to teamwork with the rest of your life. Your right hand in life, you could almost say. Your equal. You're the person that will always support you no matter what. That is real marriage. Marriage also is that when you get really angry at each other, really mad, you take a breather, then you come back, you tell each other, try not to shout. We try to make an agreement. We do not shout or scream at each other when we're angry with each other to show that respect. And then tell each other what you need or what does the other need so you can figure out in that teamwork to get it so it goes better. That's what we've been doing in our marriage. Find a way to make each other both happy without sacrificing too much. But so, like, both give a little so you can both get what you want and what each other needs and so on. So you can get through days and weeks and years without it being really, really difficult. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go and have breakfast now. And Max, I think, is sleeping. The dogs are sleeping. They're snoring almost. So, yeah. And see you next year, if I make one there. And thank you everybody very much for being my subscribers, being with me and going through the journey with me. I do not get paid for YouTube, if anyone was wondering. I do this purely out of I like it, I want to share my things and to help others. That's basically the only reasons. So thank you for those that subscribe, and enjoy your summer holidays. I'm going to work today, Friday. You'll first see this on Sunday, which is our real anniversary. So there won't be any YouTube video from me this Saturday. It'll be Sunday first. How's the bottle? Yeah. Thanks for watching and see you later. Bye bye.
Yep.
Recording?
Yep.
So this is the beat